So today is back to business. Are you ready?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gotta eat my strudel, but yeah,
Well, it looks like a home-baked strudel too.
I could eat it's not home baked. I could eat my strudel. I've already gotten 40 some listings up. Things are going good.
I always put my home-baked strudel in plastic like that. That's the hardest part about doing home baking is to wrap it in those little commercial plastic things.
I know, and this one's not even vacuum wrapped.
Hmm.
So you know that it's like, professionally wrapped, heat sealed.
Yep.
Mhm.
What's that map over your right shoulder?
It's the railroad electric map of Graybar, which is some railroad electric company.
Huh.
There's actually like 4 maps of the same map behind each other.
Why? Are you interested in railroads?
My friend got it at a thrift store when I
No.
was back like selling everything. It was like, this is probably worth something. And then it's now on the wall. So
And probably worth nothing. I do a lot of that. I don't know if you remember, but if you were to look back at the last of my hauls that you went through, I had let me see if I can, I'm going to just experiment for a minute. I'm going to see if I can screen share with you for a minute. Screen share. So I'm going to share it. And I'm going to go to, remember that guy?
yep.
Well, I put it up and you said it wasn't worth much and it's a town craft, it's in good
Yep.
shape. But
Yep.
I took some nice pictures and I sold it within 2 hours for 25 shipped.
I hate you.
So that, I mean, I think it was okay. Because there were others. I looked to kind of check out, well, maybe Thomas is underrating this thing. But no, I don't know why. It just happened to be the right size. Right guy looked at it, gave me an offer, and I grabbed it. I just wanted to kind of get it.
No, what did I say? 20, 25?
Yeah, you said something like that shipped, so for me it
Yeah.
was 24 shipped. So, something like that. So the other thing I wanted to show you, can we get right into business?
Let's do it. Strudel's gone.
Okay, I have a rather embarrassing 3-minute video to share with you, and it's of my photography process, and it's going to look like an old lady wandering around, but I was going to show it to the call this morning, but he wasn't interested. I direct messaged him. I thought he wanted me to do that, but I evidently misunderstood. So I'm going to, since I'm already sharing, let me get to this guy. Can you see it?
You betcha.
Okay, so what I have here is my photo setup, and I'm going to try to do, I don't know, about 10.
What are you wearing?
A coat with a pocket. This. I've got my phone here. It needs to be charged, so that's that. So I'm taking. And we can kind of go through this. I take some pictures.
Okay.
But I'm fumbling around a lot, And then I get to the end, so I'm doing all this stuff.
Wait. How did you do the measurements?
I have a couple rulers that I made. I got one of them that you get for $1 from Home Depot, and I had my clever brother-in-law cut it in half so that it took out the advertising on the bottom and made it narrower. Sure. And then I cut it off shorter because the long ones, just don't, they hit the end of my thing. Sometimes I need to grab. I can already see I'm having trouble with my phone setup here.
So you're holding the ruler and taking a picture at the same time.
Yeah, that's what Chris does, from what I can see.
Yep. So your hanging ruler thing doesn't work.
I'm trying something different. It worked okay, but I keep remembering, quit adding stuff. So what I do now, this is, I have a hell of a time with the bagging. Now watch this. I should have taken that Woolrich. So I have my bags all pre-numbered. I've already got pre-numbered here. And I know you bag them to go.
Yep. They train to go, TTG.
Zip it closed.
And I'm thinking that might be a better idea, but I
Okay.
fight with those. So that took 2 minutes and 32 seconds. I'm gonna quit sharing now if I can figure out how to do it. Let's see, get rid of this, go back to the meeting. Somehow I am, oh, stop sharing. How about that?
Perfect.
How about that? So, anyway, it just is a stumbling mess. It's taken me 2 to 3 minutes, and that's on a pretty simple thing. It can take up to 4 minutes if it's a complicated, like a coat or something that I have to, turn inside out and show the lining and stuff like that. But I seem to
I
be,
was gonna say,
I'm fighting with my camera. How do you do this?
so I take everything on a table. So there's no pockets, there's no like hanging things. I just have a flat lay table. So I put my item, I put my piece of clothing down. I have my phone always on. I never turn it off, and it's just sitting on the table, screen up. So all I have to do is pick it up, snap it, and I take the photo with the like button on the screen. You can do it with the volume keys. Like if you turn it landscape, you can do it with those
I
keys.
use the buttons.
I don't. You use the button?
Yeah, the little round one at the bottom. I use that one.
Yep, yep, yep.
Is it because I think you're pretty tall. If I were to have a flat lay, I can't reach, and I'm a pretty tall lady, but I can't reach over far enough to put the top of a tall item on.
So I have those 6-foot folding tables. It's pretty tall for me if I'm doing like a bathrobe or something, which is not very common, but I'm okay with taking a not great picture of a bathrobe. What was I going to say? The difference that you would have to do is you could get the same tables, just lower them so that they're at your waist height.
Yeah, but
So-
I can't reach at the end. Like if I have a 40-inch dress, I can't reach that far to.
Yeah, but I'm saying you can't do it on a normal 6-foot folding table because your waist is like below it. So to stretch, you basically have to get on the table. But if you lower the table, like put it on cinder blocks or something, then you'd be able to bend over the table easier because it'd be at, your mid thigh, and then you're more flexible. You get an extra, foot or whatever.
Huh.
It's not totally about length. I think a lot of it is the height of your table, or what tech recommends, just the ground. Because the ground, you do it on the ground, you learn how to do it fast because you don't want to be bending over the whole time. So you learn how to do it fast and effectively.
I thought that it doesn't take me too long to hang it, and then because then I can use a hanger and flip it, and that makes it easier for me rather than having to pick it up and undo it. Hey, I wonder, have you ever thought about mounting a stationary camera above that table? So
I have, but then what I have to do is, if I'm doing a picture of the tag, pull the camera down on some kind of resistant cord, and take a picture of the tag. And then there's a little defect. And since the cord is always going to recoil up, you have to hold the camera and, do the thing and then, get that. And like, if there's a tag in a pocket, then I have to, because it's almost impossible if you're doing a reversible coat, there'll be a tag in a pocket and you kind of have to hold it with one hand and shoot it with,
How about, do you have one of those little hand holder things on the back of your phone? My phone is slippery. No, I'm thinking about getting one of those little circle things that you can put so you can slip your fingers around it.
phone. Yeah, I know. Yeah, this pop rock, whatever it's called.
I can't remember.
My phone has a charge case on it, so it's fatter than a normal case, so it fits in my hand better.
Okay.
And the charge case allows me, again, I don't ever lock the phone. I just leave the camera on all the time. So if you look at it when you put it on the table, it's doing all that like weird, like focusing on the table thing. So it doesn't really work. But I find that if I lock the phone, then I have to spend an extra 3, 4, 5 seconds unlocking the phone every single time I'm going to photo something.
I know what I wanted to
Is
ask.
this a ceramic studio?
What are you talking about?
There's clay behind you. And it looks like you have, is this a kitchen?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, never mind.
it's my,
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so you got spices up in the top. I was wondering what those
yeah,
were.
that's what it is. You told me one time about, I was bitching as I sometimes have been known to do, about the problems with transferring pictures. So I have a phone that is Wi-Fi only. How did you do it? So you shut off iCloud. I don't want to, there you are at those damn
Still
phones.
here. They're still here.
Man, what do? You were told me quickly one time, and it sounded so easy about
I
how.
back it up. I just download Google Photos. When you take photos, sometimes it uploads it immediately. Sometimes you have to go to the app and it uploads. And then I go to my computer and download it that way. And that way I have a backup of every single photo. If I want to reference something.
Okay, and I had misunderstood you. I was thinking you did something like used a different ID or a different Apple ID or something on it, but
So for every phone, I have a different for every phone I have a different Google account.
why?
So if I'm taking photos and someone else is taking photos on the same Google account at the same time, then when they upload, like at 1 o'clock, it'll be my photo, their photo. 1:01 will be my photo, their photo. And this way, yeah, it's not, figured it out because it was a giant pain in the butt when it wasn't like that.
Hey, by the way, I am amazed at what a bag of tennis balls did with my puffer jacket that was kind of flat. Even Bill couldn't believe it. First of all, he says, you're out of your mind. I threw, probably a dozen tennis balls in there. And this
A
one,
dozen's a lot of tennis balls.
I know, but I thought, why not? So I put it in. Let me grab it. I mean, it just came out like a new jacket. Before it was kind of flat.
Yep, there you go.
Look at that. It's just beautiful.
Told you.
I don't know why that works exactly, but it does.
It's because all the feathers, if you've ever seen an animal, the feathers tend to stick together.
Those ducks.
Those ducks, all the feathers tend to stick together so those animals can stay warmer. So get those feathers sticking together, stick together.
The other thing we were going to discuss this morning, back to business, is my ongoing effort to try to raise my average cost. So here's my situation.
So we should say average sale price while at the same time not increasing your cost of goods.
Right. I think I've got my cost of goods pretty much under control. I've got a couple really sweet spots that I can get now that I know what I'm looking for.
Mhm.
By the way, I picked up a couple really nice things. Would you like to see them or not?
Ooh, yeah, buddy. It's gonna be
Right,
like
hold
Loro Piana coat, Ketone Napoli suit.
I think somebody asked me, why are you doing this YouTube thing? And I said, because it's making me money. And they said, what do you mean? YouTube page? I said, oh, hell no, we'll probably never get paid on that. But I am getting better. Now, this is one that probably I paid $2.50 for. I know you don't care, but that's why I took a chance on it. It says $10, but I go to the store that gives me 75% off. It is a, can you see it?
Weatherproof sweater. Yeah, I see it. Weatherproof sweater. It's not
because it kind of looks.
It's pretty. You know what? It'll sell for the same that Towncraft sweater sold for, but it's not, mostly due to the pattern on it, but it's not a banger sweater.
No, it just kind of looks like a ski sweater.
Yeah, Fair Isle Nordic is what you'd use for that.
This is an LL Bean 100% lamb's wool.
That looks old. What's the tag look like? Pretty recent. So if you get a thick cardigan, you can get 50 or 60 bucks for those. That's a $35 sweater.
Oh, that's
$30 to $35 sweater.
$3.50 for it. It's nice cable knit. There's no.
Oh, it's cable knit? Yeah, easy 35, easy.
This
Don't
one
take a
is
penny less.
kind of an oddball. It's Izod, which I know you're not crazy about, but it just looked weird to me.
It's a vest. It's
a-
like, it's the like waffle knitty shell
Yes.
thing.
Absolutely.
Not much, 20 bucks. Not a banger, but still fine.
And again, I mean, when I'm getting this stuff for $2 or $3, I thought, now this, I don't know how you feel about. This is an interesting knit dress. It's a no boundaries, which is probably not a big deal. It's nothing special, but it has a neat, look at the front has a little keyhole. I don't know if you
Yeah, it's got a scoop neck. It's great. Wow.
can
Oh, yep.
the keyhole. And I'm gonna put it on a mannequin to show it.
Okay. So anytime you have to put something on a mannequin, you're spending more time on it. So keep that in mind.
You know what I did? I took my mannequin apart and I had Bill put a coat hook in her head. So, and I took the arms off. They screw on really quickly. So all I do is I keep her hanging there and I take her down and just hang her just like I do a coat hanger.
Hmm.
So I don't have to do a mannequin setup.
I had in my old apartment, I had a metal stand that was it was a pole. So it was super heavy plate floor. And then the middle had a round pole coming out of it that was hollow. And I had a mannequin that came with some stupid stand that sucked. So I took a dowel and I put it into the bottom of the mannequin, and then that dowel fit in the hole. So it spun freely whatever direction I wanted to spin it. And it was you could have cut the pole to whatever you wanted it to be. But for me, it was perfect height for me.
Because I have the photo booth and I have the rod right up above, I can hang her up. It really maybe adds 45 seconds total to the whole thing. But some things like this, they just don't show unless you do
You're
that.
entirely correct.
So
Yep. Yeah. Coats and blazers and all that stuff really work
think
better on
about
a
this.
mannequin.
Ex Officio.
It's a fine brand. It used to do better than it does now.
This is a nice.
Is it it's polyester filled, right?
I'm sure it is. It's 100% Prima polyester filled. Yep, lining, filling. It's I think it's a woman's coat. It has kind of a gathered air. Well, I don't know if it's, I don't think it's women.
No.
They're really good
No,
shape.
it's men's.
What do you think? 20
It's
bucks?
men's. 25 because it's a coat.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice one. Okay, this, you're either going to say, good job, Sal, or put that crap away. This is called Vessels.
So that's an old brand.
And it's a really neat.
It's a nice raincoat, right? But it's nothing special.
It's cotton. It's not really rain proof.
Nope.
It has neat buttons with sailboats on it.
It's a lightweight jacket. It's worth about the same as the other one and will sell slower because it's a brand no one knows.
What, like 25 bucks?
Yeah, 20 to 25. And it's going to sell slow because there's nothing exceptional about it.
Okay.
And in the name, you probably don't even need to put Vessels. You just put vintage.
Okay. Have you ever heard of a brand called Onward?
Onward Bound?
It just says Onward.
No, but it sounds really unexceptional. Whoa, that's pretty cool.
It is cool, and it's a 3XL. It is a wool feeling. It has a metal.
All right, that could be that's a lot of detail on that one.
And it has this is a metal bar on the front too.
Darn, I've never heard of that. It could be decent.
Dry clean only.
Yeah, so it's wool.
Is that what it means?
Yep.
Okay, well, I thought this is just kind of neat. It's very unusual. I've never seen one quite like it. I don't know where they would put the content on here.
It's probably, if you can't find it, on the back of the neck tag.
Nope, not there. Well, it's somewhere in here, I'm sure. But it has lots of expensive sounding detail. And look see the metal actually goes all the way through the coat.
On the back of the tag, on the back of the zipper, what does it say?
The back of the zipper pull?
No, the zipper itself. What's on the back of the zipper itself?
This says Onward too, the back of the zipper. I don't know what you mean.
Okay, so the thing that the zipper pull's attached to is the actual zipper, right?
Okay.
What's on the back of the metal part of the zipper?
It says N and a curly Q, M like Mary.
So anytime you see basically a zipper that is not YKK, or in many cases, just nothing on the back of it, stamped with nothing, you're looking at usually a better item. Like Prada uses Riri, RIRI. If you ever see one of those zippers, you know you're dealing with something good. And the fact that that has a really nice zipper pull, nice metal, and something on the back of the zipper really gives me hints that you're looking at a higher quality piece.
And I
Could be totally wrong though.
I think it is too. It's heavy and it's substantial and it feels like expensive wool. It doesn't feel like a real.
So you know what I learned by talking to you that you've messed up already?
Uh,
You didn't look any of this stuff up. You just bought because you thought it looked
oh,
good.
I did.
You have no idea about this item.
Because I can't remember what I looked at. I think this is one I didn't look up, but I looked up every single thing. And I did. Like this, Polo Golf. I did not look this up because I figured it was cheap enough. It's a windbreaker.
Yep. Yeah, that's 25, 30 bucks. That's easy.
That, and then the last one I just got because I just liked it. I did not look it up. It is the heaviest sweatshirt I've ever seen in my life. It's made by Mickey Inc.
Yep. Good. Vintage Disney.
And it says,
Yep. Disneyland, 1996. Easy pickup. God, that just screams purchase. That's a $30 sweatshirt.
and it's all embroidered. It's nothing printed on. It's all
Might be 35. Disney stuff is, some things are hit or miss. These days, if it's Disneyland or one of the parks, it's usually a bigger hit than just straight Mickey.
And this is a large, extra large, so a big guy can get it. But it's a really nice shirt and no marks on it at all. Anyway, so that's what I did. So here's what I was thinking. Thomas, I've got a bunch of stuff in my store that's going to sell for under $15.
Yep.
I am going to probably, unless I've got everything else in the world done and have time in my hands, my plan is not to list anything that I can't list for, I'm going to try at least 20. At least, and that's setting the bar kind of low, but at least 20, if I can't list it for 20, and I'd really like to say not list it for less than 25, because I know I'm going to negotiate down.
Yep, 25 is what you'd be looking at.
Cover myself on shipping. And then on the stuff I have, I really aggressively, I put a 25% off on all my shorts and stuff, and they're all going to sell for under $15. So I'm kind of clearing out my backlog of cheap stuff, and I'm going to resist listing. I have a whole bunch of t-shirts and stuff that are so easy to list that I'll wait till my priority now is go through and only list things that are going to list for 25 or more, let's say. Put everything else aside. Then when I get that under control, then go back and say, okay, what'll I do with this group of, I've got not Disney, McDonald's toys bagged back to the 70s. And so then deal with weird stuff.
Yep.
Does that sound good?
Sounds about right. T-shirts are, I think, kind of for me the one exception when it comes to lower value items. Clothes, because they're so easy to photograph and list, besides hats. I
got one. Talk among yourselves. It'll just be a second. I had to watch it.
I had some friends in this weekend. Oh, because I was at a wedding. And then I entertained them for a few hours afterwards. And we went to a bunch of estate sales and they found some good stuff.
Oh, you did?
And I found a Christian Dior trench coat. It's probably worth 80 bucks or something.
Wow.
And a vintage Kentucky Derby shirt that I think Isabella's going to take, but it's still pretty cool.
Is it a t-shirt that says Kentucky Derby on it?
Mm.
I like that. I
That's
bet
pretty cool.
Isabella would look sweet in a little derby hat. I bet she's a hat girl.
She has great taste in crazy hats.
Ah.
She has great taste in all fashion stuff. Anyways,
I've never look at this shirt.
cool. That'll sell fast.
You know, it's long sleeve. It doesn't have a mark on it. And it's Bagram Airfield, Afghanistan. So,
I'm guessing the tag is like mid 2000s.
and it's made in US.
Oh,
Nope,
good.
made in Honduras. Sorry about that.
Yep, kind of what I was expecting.
But here it says USSA, probably US Army.
Yep.
Copyright of something. So I'll probably list that and try to get maybe $20 for it. What do you think?
You could do 25. I'd list that for 25.
And probably take 20 on it or something like that.
20 plus shipping. Yeah.
Well, I'm enthused a little bit. I came back from France with this horrible cold and I still have it. So, I go great bursts of energy followed by, flat on my back. But I'm taking the time to kind of really look at what I'm doing. Like yesterday I listed the Towncraft sweater, which really sold fast.
Mhm.
I sold, so I've got some of the things, and I listed that jacket too. So I'm kind of keeping track of the things so we can go back on Flip or Flop sometimes and say, okay, let's look and see what they really sold for.
Yep.
So,
I think it's a great thing.
yeah.
So the essence of today, as always in my mind, is Sally, you got to look stuff up,
But I'm doing better.
but you are doing better. You must be doing something right when it comes to your listings, because not only did someone buy that sweater, but they found it. Which
Yeah.
means that you titled it correctly, you had the right item specifics, hopefully it doesn't get returned, and all that stuff. So good job there.
Okay, well, I'm feeling a little bit enthused about it. Hey, we have an interesting person we're going to talk to tomorrow, don't we?
I'm excited about the interview tomorrow.
Yep. It's the guy who's going to talk to us about whether or not eBay is, why eBay? Is it a bridge? Is it a bridge to nowhere? Is it a stepping stone? Is it an ace to keep in your pocket in case you need money? Anyway, I'm really looking forward to talking with Jeff tomorrow. And I guess that's about all for me today.
Let's do it. Okay, I'll talk to you later, Sally.
All right.